Hey everybody, welcome back to some more Crusader Kings III. We just had a very, very long pre-stream ramble. 45 minutes. I blame whoever it was who asked me about beard care stuff. Because, let me tell you, I have quite the routine and it takes a while to explain. So, my decision is, I will lay all the blame of my decision on that person. So, I just remembered this game has like a really nice, by general difficulty, achievements thing that you can actually see, because it's not in the stream overlay. Although I know there's a thing in OBS to make it so you can see stream overlays, I just have that off. I thought, maybe we should scroll through this and pick an achievement or two that we kind of vaguely aim for. You know, we won't make like rash decisions to try and get there, but you know, just a general way to... a general thing of trying to get towards that. Every perk in a lifestyle. I believe what it means by that is, if we go to, like, I don't know, learning. To have every perk in a lifestyle would be if we also maxed out Theologian. So if we had all of these three. Could you make the Roman Empire? Yes, you can. Get golden obligations ASAP. Might reduce stress for a greedy king. Ooh, that's a good point. Now, mind you, that is exactly what we're going for right now, is golden obligations. We've actually been talking about this. Is that as long as you don't have, like, traits that give you stress for golden obligations, then golden obligations is fantastic. And yeah, golden obligations is the next perk we're getting, because that's wonderful. But yeah, achievements. I wanted to... Well, what are some ones we could aim for? Maximum Dread? We're not a good candidate for that. Cadet Branch? I still don't really know what the purpose of that is. Not So Feudal. Claim the Throne Scheme successfully. I could do that sometime, but this isn't really the playthrough for that, at least not right now. Murder your lover's spouse. Have a lover save you from a murder attempt. Those two achievements are fantastic. Just the names of them side by side and everything. Strong hook on the head of your faith. So we gotta catch him doing something with our spy master, maybe. That'd be an easy way to do it. Highest possible stress. Successfully seduce 10 people. We're not a good king for that right now. 10 living children. That might not be that hard to do. As a character that we aren't, that's definitely locked. Let's only show possible achievements. So this also won't show ones we already have. Okay. Okay. Complete an entire dynasty legacy path. I bet you will do that eventually. Hindu ruler, we're not. Holding any empire title, be naked. Oh, that sounds like a really easy one to do, actually. We just need to become an emperor, you know, whenever that happens naturally, and then we just change our clothing. As a French Catholic, hold... Okay, that's not happening. Highest possible faith, we'll probably do that. Devotion, we'll probably do that. Have a child with the inbred trait. That's not hard to do. Take part in a successful Great Holy War on either side. That'll probably happen. Holy Order, we'll probably do that. Strong hook on 3 direct vassals. That'll definitely happen at some point. Thank you for Spider Bear. However, the mental image of a legit Spider Bear is far worse than a giant spider. For anyone wondering the reference, my first ever Skyrim challenge just came out, and I used a mod to turn all the spiders into giant bears. It ended up fucking me because the bears are way more dangerous. They have the power of the giant spiders, but the mobility of a much smaller bear, so they don't get stuck in doorways all the time. It's really scary. Declare a faction, defeat a faction in a war. That will probably happen at some point. Fully upgrade a duchy building within your personal realm. We don't have a duchy building yet, actually, believe it or not. Heading out, just fed the cat. Hell yeah, that means I can open the door again and not boil to death. Go to war with one of your siblings over a claim. Have 100 living dynasty members. That'll take a while. Okay. We'll need a big family for that. Starting as a count, lead your line to rule an empire. We can do that. We did start as a count, didn't we? Or did we start as a duke? Does anybody remember? Ooh. Have your dynasty reach highest level of splendor. Probably eventually. Play until 1453. Yeah, that'll probably happen eventually, assuming an update doesn't break our save. Have 3 or more virtuous traits. That'll happen naturally at some point. Culture-specific unlock all innovations, excluding regional and culture-specific innovations. That will happen eventually, yeah. What nepotism? Have your dynasty rule 10 independent realms of at least kingdom tier simultaneously. Independent? That's very hard. Restore the Roman Empire. That sounds pretty hard to do as England, but you never know. Earl Alfred? Right, I think as an earl, that counts as a duke, right? Started as an earl, so a count. Okay, okay. There we go. We can get that hard achievement. That's cool. Rags to riches. If we become an emperor, we will get that achievement. That's cool. Have only 2 distinct parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, counting absent ancestors as individual characters. I'm not entirely sure what it means by that achievement. Okay. Okay, some of these achievements we're probably going to get naturally. Okay. So, I'm sure... Did I say Spider Earl? What? Okay. There's 252 of you here. Let's put our brains together into one giant horrible monster brain because we need to come to a decision. Without going over a domain limit, we're only going to have 2 duchies, which means we're only going to have 2 duchy buildings. Duchy buildings are fucking cool. They give you really badass bonuses, as you can see here, but we can only have 2 of them. And, you know, they upgrade down lines and they get better as they go, you know. Military academies, because this will be inherited by, presumably, all of our rulers, as long as someone doesn't usurp us, then these are essentially permanent bonuses we'll have the whole game. So these are really important. We might want to pick them early, I don't know. Military academies, that's knight effectiveness and more knights. That's really powerful. Whereas, you know, siege workshop, all holdings in the duchy, more fort level, that's okay, but siege weapon effectiveness and toughness, that's really good for taking territory quickly. Levy size 20% bigger in the royal armories. And again, this will apply to every county within its duchy. That's big. If I fully upgrade that, that's 40% larger levy in, like, what, like 4 counties or something? That could be a lot. But will it compare overall to the levies I get in taxes one day? I don't know. The things right now that seem appealing to me. The Leisure Palace seems really appealing. It's stress loss increased, keeps your people healthier, basically. Monthly prestige, which is always important. Personal scheme success and hostile scheme success up, so even if you're not very good at scheming, you'll do better. Control growth, I don't think is really that big of a deal because it's just in that duchy, and when are you really going to lose control of your home duchy that badly? I don't know. But the prestige and the stress loss, mostly the prestige, I really, really like, because prestige you can spend on some very valuable things, and that also, as you gain prestige, you're also gaining fame on the individual characters. So the amount of prestige you gain over a single guy's lifetime actually matters. The more famous you are, the more the world as a whole likes you. But then there's also just the obvious good shit. Tax office, you know? You make this thing in London where all the money is, and you're just stacking the money. Tax office, I mean, when is money ever not useful, right? You aren't always going to need your men-at-arms to be right there on the battlefield. You're not always going to need, I don't know, you're not always going to be in a defensive war and need your fort level up and stuff. But you're always going to need gold. That's kind of why tax office... Yeah, tax office, I agree, would be better later when the money's built up more, although we have a bit. Whereas the Leisure Palace, I think the Leisure Palace is more of a the earlier the better thing, you know? Okay. Already constructing in this barony. Right, this barony does need to build something first. We do need an early medieval tech thing for these, though. Okay. Good to know. So we can't build some of these yet, but that's okay. We can plan these things out. Our money is getting strong, though, I will say. 25.6 a month is very high. I would wager we're one of the richest nations in the world. If we look at the other, like, big guys, we're making more than the Byzantine Empire is right now when they're not at war, so presumably their troops are down, and we are actually out-earning them. Now, their army is 11,000 people strong. They are still much stronger than us. I'm not going to say that I'm better than the Byzantine Empire, but we actually make more money than them, and considering how much smaller England is, and that they own, like, the Mediterranean, that's pretty good. Does the whole kingdom get the tax bonus, or just your domains? It would just be that duchy. So a cluster of, like, 4 counties we own. That's why we're thinking of doing that in London. Because you want if you're going to do the gold bonus, put it wherever you get the most gold already, you know? Stack the number the highest you can. Consider moving your spy master to a foreign country to find secrets or blackmailing for your own vassals for golden obligations will piss them off. Yeah, of course it'll piss them off, but the money is really, really good. Tax office and leisure palace, that's kind of what stands out to me too. I hate neglecting the military, but they look really good, right? Our rival died. Lose stress. We had no stress. Damn it, couldn't he hold on until I got more stressed to die? What an inconsiderate asshole. Search for a physician. Okay, our current physician is pretty talented. Nah, our current physician's better than either of those two. Don't hire them. You had a rival? Yeah, I forgot we had a rival. That happens a lot in this game, having a rival you didn't know you had. Byzantine Empire is full of horny rich guys. Yeah, they do fuck a lot, and you can catch them really easy. Exactly, yeah. If you just spy on them constantly, they're all cheating on each other, and you can blackmail them constantly. Proud to see my daughter is no longer a child, but an adult. Okay, what was she good at? She's a tough soldier. That sucks. Lustful, generous, zealous. Okay. Lustful's bad because that's sinful to Catholics. She's probably not going to do very well in life, to be honest. We can marry her off, I guess, for an alliance. We may as well, but she's probably going to cause problems. She's a tough soldier, which is pretty crap. It's not a great education, it's low level, and we're early enough in the game that women can't really be marshals, so she's probably not going to be able to put that military education to good use. She's probably not going to be able to put those educated feet to good use. Retro was thinking it. Retro, were you thinking that too? I want to know if Retro was thinking that. Okay, alliance power. We can get an alliance with West Francia. Don't we already have one with them? Oh my god, we don't. Oh my god, we could get alliances with, like, all the most powerful kingdoms. Hell yeah, I'm gonna marry one of the Prince Louis of West Francia. Okay, we're basically marrying France. They're comely, cool. That's a positive genetic trait you could get in the family. They'll almost accept matrilineal, which is nuts. You know what? We could convince this king, couldn't we? Bribing's probably out of my price range, right? Yeah, that's out of my price range. I don't want to pay that much. And it would give me stress. I'll sway him, though. Our sway chance is really low. Ooh, I really want a matrilineal one. That'd be great. Could I get someone almost as good matrilineally? Yeah, we're not already allied with Bulgaria. Oh, yeah, they will not accept that. Okay. West Francia is easier. They're Catholic. Pay the gold, I'd spend the money. Why not try for a hook? You know what? We can afford the money. I just, there's stress, although it's not much. This might be good enough. I'll do it. Okay. He's also terrified of me, it said, which is part of why he'll accept it. Nope. Alright, same menu, whatever. Sorry, did I see if Retro was even in the chat? I forgot to look. I hope Retro was in the chat. He'll get my stupid joke. Yes! Chance of children high, and positive genetic trait comely, and we have that trait in our family where good genetic traits are more likely to pass on. Hell yeah! Comely just makes you more fertile, attraction, opinion up, a little diplomacy. It just means you're mildly good looking. You're handsome, basically. Not ridiculous. I think there's one for, like, beautiful. I wasn't thinking it, though I should be. There we go. Putting his educated feet to good use. I've heard that line so many times because it's SmackDown vs. Raw games. Do it! Hell yeah, matrilineally. I've been asked about this a lot. What does matrilineal mean? Basically, we're saying that the children will be inherited into the female's dynasty rather than the male's. It's harder to convince people of doing that, obviously, because they're going to want the inheritors to be in their own family. But this means Prince Louis coming to us. The children will be of our family, not the French one. That's hard to convince them to do, and we did it because we are so fucking prestigious. In fact, we might be... England is probably more respected than West Francia. I am more famous. We have a higher level of fame. We have more prestige. We're significantly more wealthy. We have more troops and less land. We've developed our land very well, I have to say. We've made very good use of a small amount of land when you compare it to other countries. Oh, are they calling us straight into their war? They're calling us in as a defender, so I really don't want to say no. I think we're winning this war, to be honest. The people we have in the war are pretty good. Oh, ooh, hold on. Those guys have a lot of troops. Okay, not those ones, but... Who we fighting here? Sorry, there's so many big menus. Oh, it's a kingdom that is under Sweden, like a vassal of Sweden. You know, the troop quality might not be that good. Oh, never mind. Actually, they got some good ones in there. They got some good ones. Okay. It's not exactly an easy war, but we do border them a little bit. I wouldn't mind kicking their asses. I will agree to this call to arms. Yeah, I'm only going to raise my army and fight the local guys. Other than that, I don't want to get too involved. So we will move one rally point there, and I would like to add another rally point here. And raise the armies. And then I'll manually put some down, because we don't need all of the army. The fame hit isn't worth declining. I agree, especially when it's a defensive war. It's easier to reject an offensive war than a defensive one for obvious reasons. Okay, march in there. Now, we don't need this many troops. Split off some of the levies. We'll split off almost 2,000 of the levy and put them down. There we go. Yeah, they barely have troops here anyway. And disband. Can't while hostile armies are still around. Well, balls. They will stand there for now, then. If you're a living legend, you can refuse all you want. I mean, we are pretty famous, aren't we? We're illustrious. We're not quite exalted amongst, men. And then above that is living legend. Quain's died. We swayed a dude. Hell yeah. He's finally above 0. Do we want to switch to swaying someone else? Let's check. Right, he was quite a powerful vassal. That's why we wanted him above 0. So he stopped skimming on taxes and stuff. Okay, the next person who dislikes us owns almost nothing at all. We might just try and sway the same guy again. Yeah, let's just sway him again to get him farther above 0. Can you sort your own personal holdings by anything in this menu? I don't see any button to do it, but I would love to sort by, like, income or something. I don't know. It's not a bad menu, but it's a bit, scroll heavy, you know? You could probably squish it a bit.